And what's more, good.
What were you writing about that was so funny? Nothing about me, I hope. Can't I take a peek?
No, Mrs. Van Daan.
Not even a little peek?
Not even a little peek, Mrs. Van Daan.
All right, fine. I'm first for the WC.
Has anyone seen my shoes?
Shoes?
You took them, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're going to be sorry.
Am I?
Wait till I get you.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Here.
Thank you. Give them to me.
Oh, you're strong. Oh, but you won't get them away from me because I'm strong too. Are you getting mad? He's getting mad.
He's
getting very, very mad. Peter, dance with me.
I don't know how.
I'll teach you.
I don't want any lessons.
Please?
I have to feed Mushi his dinner.
Ooh, can I watch?
He doesn't like people around when he eats.
Well, then I'll be quiet as a little mouse. He likes mice, doesn't he?
No!
Anne, you shouldn't play with Peter like that. It's not dignified.
I don't want to be dignified.
You complain I don't treat you like a grown-up, but when I do, you resent it.
I just want to have some fun. What's wrong with that boy?
He's just not used to girls yet. Especially a girl like our Annika. Give him time.
How much time does he need? I know you dance with me, Margot.
I'm busy.
Please? If we don't practice, we'll forget.
All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Dancing. Where's Peter?
In his room.
His father will kill him if he catches him with that cat again. Anne, darling, do me a favor and get Peter out of his room.
Peter! Oh, Peter!
What is it?
Your mother says to come out.
You know what your father says.
I'll feed Mushi.
All right. Just give him his dinner. Come right out.
Is that any way to speak to your little girlfriend?
Mother, please.
Look, he's blushing.
She is only 13.
So you're 16. Your father's older than I am. I tell you, Mr. Frank, if this war lasts much longer, we're liable to be related. Oh, I think I have a run here.
Some run.
I hate them.
Hello, everyone. I wish I could stay for supper, but I am just so shy I can barely get a word out of my
All
mouth.
right! I heard about you, how you talked so much in class. Mr. Keeson called you Miss Quack Quack and made you write a composition. Quack, 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 said Miss Quack Quack.
We'll go on and tell them the rest. Tell them how it was so good that he read it out loud to our class and all of his other classes.
I heard about you. Always joking.
I don't always joke.
Always making fun. Mocking people.
I don't always. You're the most infuriating boy I've ever met.
That's right, Anne. You give it to him.
With all the boys in the world, I had to get locked
Quack,
up with.
quack, quack! And from now on, stay out of my room.
Anne.
Excellent in history, Anne. And in Latin.
Meep's not here yet.
The workmen only left a little while ago.
What's for dinner?
Beans.
Again? I saw you up there playing with that cat.
He just went in for a minute. He's been out here all afternoon working on his French.
Really?
How did I do in algebra?
I think we both better give up on algebra.
How did I do? How do you always do? Brilliant.
You might have used the subjunctive here.
Mrs. Van Dan, may I try on your coat?
Anne? Yes, you may. My father gave me this coat the year before he died. He always bought the best money could buy.
Did you have a lot of boyfriends before you were married?
And it's not courteous to ask personal questions.
Why not? I had a throng of admirers who couldn't keep their eyes off of me.
I can imagine. My house was always swarming with boys. I remember the summer I was 16.
Here we go again.
Who's talking to you?
No one.
We had a big house in Bremerhaven. The boys came buzzing like bees around a honey pot. My father was very worried with all those boys buzzing around. He'd say, if any of them gets fresh, you tell him, remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Very good, Anne. All right, that's enough.
So I haven't finished your French yet. You ought to be ashamed.
I know. I'm a hopeless case.
You are not hopeless. He is not hopeless. He just doesn't have anyone to help him like the girls do. Mr. Frank, maybe you could.
I'm sure his father...
Oh, not me. He won't listen to me.
What do you say, Peter?
Mr. Frank, you're an angel.
Oh.
I don't know why I didn't meet you before I met that one over there.
Come, Peter, show me which chapter you're on.
Now you listen to Mr. Frank, Peter. Mr. Frank is a highly educated man.
Aren't things bad enough without you sprawling all over the place?
You wouldn't be so ill-tempered, Pootie, if you didn't smoke so much.
Am I smoking? Do you see me smoking?
Don't tell me you used up all those cigarettes already.
One package. Meep only brought me one package.
You're smoking up all our
Oh,
money.
will you shut up? What are you staring at?
I just never heard grown-ups quarrel before. I thought only children quarreled and it wore off when you grew up.
This isn't a quarrel. It's a discussion. I've never heard children so rude before.
Rude? Me? I don't know how you can say that
Anne,
when...
dear, would you please bring me my knitting? I must remember to ask Meep for more wool.
Oh, I have a library book for her to return, and I need some more hairpins and soap.
Please, Meep, bring me some starch, some tea, some biscuits, a movie star magazine. Tell us all the latest news, Meep. Meep, 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 Meep. It's a wonder Meep has a life of her own. Did you know she's engaged to someone called Jan? She's crazy about him, but she's terrified that the Nazis will send him away to work in a war plant. That's what they do with all the young Dutchmen these days. They pick them up on the street.
Suppose you try keeping still for just 5 minutes.
Anne, come have your milk.
Talk, talk, talk. Chatter, chatter, chatter. It's a wonder we haven't been arrested and shot. Why do you have to be such a show-off all the time? Why can't you be like your sister Margot? A good girl.
Not me. I'm going to be remarkable. I'm going to Paris.
Oh, really?
You'll see. I'm going to be a famous writer.
Oh.
Or singer. Or dancer one day.
Oh my beautiful fur coat.
I'm sorry.
Do you have any idea how much my father paid for this coat?
I'm really very sorry.
I could kill you for this.
Petronella.
You can't behave like this.
It was an accident. Anyone can have an accident.
I'm not just talking about the coat, Anne. We're all living under great stress, but you don't hear Margot getting into arguments with the Van Dams, do you?
Margot is perfect. She never gets into arguments with
And
anyone.
I'm not perfect.
She's courteous, she keeps her distance, and they respect her for it. Try to be more like Margot.
And have them walk all over me too? No, thank you.
They don't walk all over me.
Oh, yes, they do. All over you.
I'm not afraid they'll walk over you, Anne. I'm afraid you'll walk over them. I don't know what happens to you if I ever talk to my mother the way you talk to me.
Oh, yes, Mother. No, Mother. Anything you say, Mother. People aren't like that anymore. I can't do everything for you.
Margot doesn't do
Margot,
everything.
Margot. That's all I ever see.
Anne, don't be so
everything
dramatic.
she does is right and everything I do is wrong. If I talk, I'm a show-off. If I answer, I'm rude. Selfish if I eat too much. Stupid, cowardly, and a complete disappointment. I'll never live up to your expectations, and I'll never be Margot.
I don't know how we can go on living like this.
You know, Anne, in 2 minutes she'll be laughing and joking again.
No room, no privacy for any of us. Those people, the way they behave. And your father chooses to shut his eyes to these things. I can't even remember how life used to be. Meep.
It's me.
Meep, Meep, our darling.
At last!
I have mine.
Meep. Oh, that air. What's it like outside?
How are you, Mr. Crawler?
Oh, where did you go today? Who did you see? Did anyone interesting come into the office?
When Meep comes, the sun begins to shine.
We missed you yesterday, Mr. Caller.
Tell us everything, Meep. We want to know.
Why don't you stay for supper?
Thank you, but there's something that we must discuss. Something that has to be decided immediately.
What? What is it, Mr. Crawler?
Each time we come, we try and bring a bit of good news, but up here you just can't know how bad things have become outside.
There's a dentist, Alfred Dussel. He's Jewish and has been living with a Christian woman, but today he asked if I knew of a safe address. He's desperate. I promised I would let him know.
Of course, Meep. Absolutely. Dussel, I believe we know him.
It's great news, Meep.
Yes, but where is he going to sleep?
Forgive me, I spoke without consulting you. I was sure that...
There's just so little food.
Mr. Van Daan, I've tried. There are no more ration books to be had.
Well, 7 can eat, 8 can eat as well.
I hope so.
If we can save at least one life, we must.
You're right, of course.
Yes, definitely.
And Mr. Crawler will meet him and I will bring him up.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
It's fine to have him, but where will we keep him?
He can have my bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
It's very kind of you, Peter, but there's hardly enough room in there for you.
I know. I'll move in with you and Mother, and Mr. Dussel can have my bed.
No. Margot will move in with us and Mr. Dussel can have her bed. It's the only way.
But why? Why can't I move in?
Because it wouldn't be proper for Margot to. Please, Anne, don't argue. It's settled.
As far as I'm concerned, Mother can go jump in a lake. I don't know why I've taken such a terrible disliking to her. But I can imagine her dying someday. While Papa's death still seems inconceivable to me. I hope she never reads this or anything else I've ever written. She's not a mother to me. I have to mother myself. Who can I turn to? Only my diary. I have to become a good person on my own, but I know it will make me stronger in the end. 3.5 months in the annex, and we are eagerly awaiting our newest addition. What will he be like? Meep says that he's quiet, refined, and by all accounts, an excellent dentist. He's meeting Mr. Crawler at 11 sharp at a certain place in front of the post office. It's all very exciting. And completely nerve-wracking. What if they get caught? Those last hours are the most dangerous for a Jew who goes into hiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's done.
Everything went smoothly. Mr. Dussel was at the appointed place at the appointed time. He had to wear Jan's coat over his office jacket so that no one would see the yellow star. He was amazed to be brought to the center of Amsterdam instead of into the country, where so many hiding places are. Of course, He had absolutely no idea that we were right upstairs waiting for him.
I'm dreaming. Mr. Frank, Otto Frank, I thought you were in Switzerland. A patient of mine had told me that you'd escaped to Basel or Belgium or someplace.
That's what everyone thinks. Nazis included, we hope.
We must have tricked them.
We're so glad you've come, Mr. Dussel.
We all are.
How can I thank you?
Not us, Meep and Mr. Crawler.
Without them, we couldn't live.
Aren't you scared sometimes, Meep?
We're not heroes.
You're much too modest, Meep.
We just don't like the Nazis. Anything about them.
Come, Mr. Dussel. Take a seat. You must be worn out.
Let's have a toast to Mr. Dussel.
Cognac. We were saving it in case of illness, but
What better way to use it? We're honored to have you with us, Mr. Dussel. To Mr. Dussel.
Prost! Prost!
delicious. Too bad there's so little of it.
I believe we know someone in common, Mr. Dussel. Huh? Dr. Kinsler. We were friends back in the old days of Frankfurt. What? What is it?
Dr. Kinsler was taken last month at Beethovenstraat. They took the whole block.
Mr. Dussel, what is happening outside?
Tell us.
All over Amsterdam, Jews are disappearing, torn from their beds in the middle of the night. Children come home from school, their parents gone. Women come home from shopping, whole families vanished. There's no way to escape unless you go into hiding. Thousands are being taken away, deported. The Bloombergs, Professor Hollenstein.
Oh no.
You have 5 minutes to get ready. Bring only what you can carry in a rucksack, herd it into the Jewish theater for days, weeks even, and then Westerbork, the transit camp. From there, every Tuesday, like clockwork, a train leaves for the east.
Mr. Dussel, do you know the Goslers? Their daughter Hannalie and I, we've been friends since we were 4. They didn't come for them, did they? Not Hannalie. It can't be.
There's a family by the name of...
No.
I'm sure Mr. Dussel needs to get settled in before supper. I'm sorry we can't offer you your own room. I hope you won't mind sharing one with my daughter.
Forgive me for upsetting you.
No, you had to tell us. We had to know.
Come, Anne. Why don't you show Mr. Dussel to your room?
Meet. Thank you for everything.
Ollie said it's so terrible and so different from what Mr. Crawler's been telling us.
I like it better the way Crawler tells it.
Well, here we are.
It isn't very big, is it?
I've never shared a room with a man before. I hope I'll be a suitable companion. I know you'll miss the woman you live with terribly.
Charlotte and I have never been apart. It all happened so quickly. I couldn't tell her where I was going. I didn't know myself.
You weren't supposed to. None of our friends knew. It would have been too dangerous. For them and for Charlotte.
You're a very bright young lady. I hope you'll bear with me.
I hope you'll bear with me. I seem to irritate everyone around here. What's she like? Your Charlotte.
Charming, beautiful. You'd like her. Although she's not Jewish, you know.
Oh, I know. Meep told us. That's my bed, and this is Margot's, where you'll sleep. I know it's small and dark in here, but if you peek out through the blackout curtain, you can see the most beautiful chestnut tree in the entire world. I hope to see it in blossom, though by then I also hope that we'll be home and the war will be over. I was wondering about the room. Margot usually had it in the afternoons, and I had it in the mornings. Would that be all right?
Actually, I'm not at my best in the morning.
Then you take the mornings, and I'll take the afternoons. Did you bring your dental equipment? Do you have those little mirrors? I love the little mirrors. Will you fill all of our cavities?
It's very difficult being a dentist, you know. Children don't understand that.
What do you mean?
No one likes going to the dentist. Everyone makes fun of the dentist, but believe me, it's no fun for us either. Everyone hates us.
That's awful.
Tell me something. When you aren't here, where do I go? Out there with all those people?
And Mushi,
Who's Mushi?
Peter's cat.
Cat? No one mentioned a cat to me. He has it here.
It's the sweetest cat in the entire
No, I
world.
hate cats. They're terrifying. They give me asthma.
Well, he keeps him in his room most of the time.
Well, let us hope so. Mr. Crawler spoke of a schedule.
It's mainly about when we have to be quiet and when we can use the WC. You can use it now if
No,
you...
thank you.
You don't know how important the WC can be when you're in hiding, especially when you're scared.
I understand. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to lie down for a moment before supper. It helps with the digestion.
You rest, Mr. Dussel. I hope you'll feel at home here.
This is Colin Reese Parker with the BBC Radio Europe, November 12th. Yesterday, German forces entered unoccupied France. Acting quickly to counter sweeping Allied gains, Hitler sent armored columns to occupy Vichy, France. The Vichy regime came to an end, and with it, the final pretense that part of France was a free zone.